Hello everyone. So we're gonna see in this little video how we do simple expenses. So you used to be purchase order to create expenses when you've been doing purchase for a project with your own money. This is done now. How we're gonna proceed with expenses is we're gonna use the app expenses in Odoo for everything that you've paid with your money that should have been paid by clerk. So either it's related to a project or not, it will be added in expenses and not in purchase or within your project directly anymore. So I'm going to share my screen in Odoo, and we're going to take two very simple examples. So I took Sahib fake database. So this is a fake database. So I'm going to do things in it that are not going to stay. For this example, we're going to take two invoices. So the first one is here, a simple invoice with taxes. So $100 we've paid with 13% taxes. And another example, am I sharing my screen? I'm not sharing my screen yet. So here is the first example we're going to have with the first invoice, $100. The second invoice here, $113 with no taxes. So let's say the first invoice is for a project and the second one is not. So how we're going to do is now we will not go into your project directly or neither into purchase. You'll go directly in expenses. Within expenses, you will create a new record. How it works, you will create all the expense you have during the month, and at the end of each month, you'll be reimbursed by Yasmina. So you'll do new here. For example, my first invoice, let's say I've been buying, I don't know, cards for a project. I would put, for example, Amazon cards, project ABC. So I know my total is 130, and I know there is taxes. So we see here, we just put the total, and then he is automatically calculating, Odoo is automatically calculating the taxes. So here, if it's for a project, there is analytic distribution. You need to understand now we have introduced the analytic into Odoo. Analytic is the number of your project, making all the accountancy related. So now you can create your expenses, but say to Yasmina, oh, this expenses is related to this project. So what is going to be important is that you remember the letter of the number of your project, the beginning S012003, for example. So you can also type, but just know that every project, even if it's archived, is still here. So for example, if we put Circle K, we know we have loads of Circle K. So you can always search more and find the one you need. But remember that you have all the projects, even the ones that are not like archived. So let's say this is for the always on ambassador program. I'll just put it here. So Yasmina will be able to put this expense to your project as an expense. I have been putting the date of the expense, the amount, etc. If I need to write anything, you can write it here, but please write here the right description so we have all the information. I'll attach my receipt, so I'll go find the PDF of my receipt here, invoice 1. Okay, this is all done, and my first expense has been created. If I go back, it's in blue. It means it hasn't been reported yet, so I will not be reimbursed yet. This will be done at the end of the month. If we do the second one, for example, let's say the other one is a taxi you take, but not for a project, for on-site reunion. So it was also 113, but it was no tax here. So no tax, I just put it. If there is not any project and this is internal expenses, you just put nothing in the analytic distribution. Up, Then you always attach the receipt. This is my invoice 2, and this is saved. Sometimes we have more complicated invoices with part taxes and part not taxes, or it can also be part is for project A, but part is for either project B or no project. Here you have a split expense button that will be useful for these more difficult expenses, but I'll make a second video for that. Once I have done all my expenses of the month, for example, I have my 2 here. I see that I have my 2 receipts here. They're both in blue. We are at the end of the month. Let's say it's end of December. I need to be reimbursed. Yasmina is sending the email, oh, guys, don't forget to put your expenses and send it to me. Then I will create a report. So the name report is what Odoo is calling to say, I make a report to be reimbursed. So as soon as you click in create report, Odoo will automatically take all the expenses that has not been reported yet. So if I click here, I have the 2 expenses I just made, one with tax, one without. I'll just need to change the name of the report. So it will be called expenses, Sahib, December 2025. I check that I have everything, and then I'll just submit to manager at the end of the month. And now if I go back to my expenses, they're in gray and they're submitted. As soon as it will be paid, the status will change and will be changed to paid. So this is the way to enter the expenses now. Let me know if you have any questions.